What are we struggling for all our lives? Is it for 3 meals a day? Or for a house that can shelter from the wind and rain? But the expensive housing prices discourage us. However, do you know? There was a person who had a place to settle down more than 1,200 years ago. And when he called out a deaf and gave a message, this person was the teacher Saint Du Fu. In 759 AD, Du Fu, who was disheartened by the court, resigned from his position as a military officer in the 4th palace of Huazhou, and brought his family all the way to Chengdu. With the help of his friend, Du Fu built a thatched cottage in Chengdu and ended his wandering life. Du Fu was 48 years old this year, and compared with those who had separated their wives and children due to war, he was lucky. Looking at the children playing and playing, his face was filled with long-lost happiness. At this time, a friend came to visit. He quickly invited him into the yard and took his friend to visit his residence. The scenery here is pretty good. The bamboo forest is covered with clear ponds, and it is a wonderful view here. Yes, it is light and thick here, and the green bamboo is shaking gently, and the leaves are green and red. The scenery here is far away, and you can still accompany the white gulls every day. Du Fu can live a stable life. Then Du Fu invited his friends into the house to entertain him. This was Du Fu's life in a cottage at the beginning. And such leisurely days are short. This day, the originally clear weather suddenly became dark, and then a strong wind blew, and the strong wind blew open the window, swept into the house and interrupted Du Fu, who was studying. Du Fu had to get up and close the window, but as soon as he returned to his seat, the door was blown open, so he had to put down the book and close the door. Only then did he see the situation outside through the crack in the door. So he hurried out to check it out, and the scene in front of him instantly made him panic. Several holes have been lifted out of the roof, and the thatch is blown away in the air by the strong wind. He tried to grab the thatch in the wind with his hands, but was blown farther and farther away, so he had to follow the wind and search all the way. At this time, the thatch had been blown everywhere. Some reached the riverside on the other side, and some were blown to the treetops. I finally picked up some. However, when he saw several children running out of the yard, holding the thatch he had just picked up, Du Fu quickly stopped him loudly. "Don't take the grass away. Put it down quickly." However, even though she shouted, the children ignored her at all. They were also teased by these children and fell down because of this. When she got up, several children had already run into the bamboo forest. What a miserable and ridiculous day. Du Fu sat on the ground and found it difficult to calm down his mood at this moment. However, it was getting late, so he had to return home in frustration and watch the children waiting for him. And the holes in the roof, he felt uncomfortable again. At this time, the ruthless heavy rain came, and the rain leaked into the house like twine. At night, Du Fu held up a shabby umbrella, trying to allow his children to spend the night safely, but the rain is getting heavier and heavier, and there is no room for dryness in the house. Plus, the fabric at home has been covered for many years, and it is cold and hard, and the children are trembling with coldness. The long night is long. How can we stay until dawn? I can't help but think of those displaced people who are reluctant to have a place to stay due to war. Still enduring hunger and cold days. When will they live in a big house that is not afraid of wind and rain? Du Fu is such a poet who is worried about the country and the people. Even though he is already in a difficult situation, he is still worried about the people of the world. How can he destroy thousands of times and make the world happy? It was in such an environment that Du Fu wrote this song that Mao was broken by the autumn wind. So, can you, in front of the screen, write down this poem?